Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys how to actually plan for a wedding, which is the most important day of your life, I believe. After you got engaged, congratulations. So what is the next step? This is why you are here. So if you're interested to find out more about wedding planning, just keep watching. Before I start on today's video, I want to share with you guys the beautiful jewelry that I'm currently wearing. So these are from Ana Luisa, which is a carbon neutral jewelry brand from New York. The two items that I picked are, this is the Dobby earring that I got, which is in this beautiful green gemstone, together with the matching necklace, which is called Mish. The reason why I picked them is because I feel that they are really beautiful and they look so luxurious at a really affordable and reasonable price tag. In case you guys didn't know, Ana Luisa is very sustainable. They offset 100% of their carbon emission. All this plating that you see is actually in-house plated. That being said, the quality of their jewelry is amazing. Like, the quality of these pieces feels so luxurious. Yet, the prices are really reasonable. This beautiful jewelry starts from $39 USD and up. It ranges from lower price to slightly higher end pieces. You can really find something that's suitable to your own liking, that is suitable to your own budget. So there's really something for everyone, which is what I really love about their brand, on top of the fact that they are super sustainable and environmentally friendly. I have linked my discount code in the description box below, so in case you guys want to check them out, do click onto the link for additional discount, which is amazing, right? I really love these pieces that I chose from Ana Luisa. I think it's gonna be such beautiful wedding gift, or even like gift for your bridesmaids, or even to your sisters, to your friends. I feel that the quality are amazing, the design are beautiful. Everything about this brand, I just really love it so much. If I could time travel and I have yet to prepare my bridesmaids proposal box, I would be sure to include one of these beautiful pieces into the bridesmaids proposal gift box so that my bridesmaids can wear this beautiful jewelry on my wedding day. I highly recommend you guys to check out this brand. You can even wear it on your wedding day. They are so beautiful and they're so classy and so elegant. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Ana Luisa. Okay, so let's move on to today's video. In total, for wedding planning, I draw out a 8-step guide for you guys. So in case if you're a lazy bride or you're just not into planning your wedding or whatever, I'm going to give you like this really quick guide. First and foremost, which is also one of the most important thing that you and your fiance have to discuss, is you have to set a budget. So for wedding, there are many different components that require you to spend a lot of money. So mainly it will be the banquet venue, your photography, videography, wedding gowns. I think it is very important that before you start planning anything, you have to set a very reasonable budget for yourself that you are very comfortable, because you don't want to get yourself in debt at the end of the day, because wedding is supposed to be once in a lifetime. You are supposed to enjoy the event and you don't want to get yourself in debt, or you don't want to cough up an amount of money that you are not comfortable with paying. So I think it's very important to set a limit or to set a budget that both you and your fiance agree, or this amount of money that both you and your fiance are very comfortable with paying. So yeah, I think setting a budget is the first step to any wedding. Of course, if money is not a constraint, then you can go ahead and do without budget. For us, like, we are pretty flexible. Like, there are a lot of things, like for example my wedding gown. There are some areas of the wedding that I don't mind splurging a little bit more on, because ultimately at the end of the day, I think it's just once in a lifetime and I really want a very beautiful and memorable wedding for myself. I want to remember this day for the rest of my life, and I think it's just really important for me. So it really depends on individual. So maybe you don't want to spend too much money on the photography, but you can splurge a little bit more on your gown. Or if you want to compromise a little bit on your gown, then you can splurge a little bit more on the wedding styling. So it really depends on what you want for your wedding. At the end of the day, it is your wedding, so just make sure to spend whatever amount that you are comfortable with. So yeah. Okay, so second step is plan an engagement party. But I don't know why in Singapore, like, no one else does engagement party except us. Come and say hi. He's right beside me, but he doesn't want to say hi. Okay, anyway, so me and Sean had an engagement party like a few days or a few weeks after our engagement. Even now, when I think back to the engagement party, I still wish that I can travel back in time, because I really enjoy our engagement party so much. we had our like really close friends and family to attend the party. It is just really memorable and it's a very meaningful way for us to celebrate our engagement. I don't know why no one else actually celebrates their engagement besides me and Sean. I just want to celebrate the occasion with all the people that I love and all the people that I care about. Anyway, like even before I got engaged years ago, I have already envisioned myself holding an engagement party because like I watched this drama. The theme of the engagement party is fire and ice and I was so inspired. So I told myself, okay, when I get engaged, I'm gonna have an engagement party with the same theme, fire and ice. So that's exactly what I did. On top of the fact that you can celebrate your engagement with your loved ones, it is also a great opportunity for you to share the save the date card or to announce the day of your marriage. So that's actually what we did. At the point of our engagement party, we have already confirmed on our wedding date. So we actually played a mini Kahoot game. So one of the questions asked was guess our wedding date. So I had 4 options and one of the options was definitely like the correct answer. So that was our wedding date. So I feel that it was a very meaningful way for us to share our wedding date. So yeah, that was what I did. On top of the Kahoot quiz, we also have a lot of games, a lot of fun together with our closest friends. So even up to now, I still think it's a very memorable day and I have no regrets holding engagement party as well. And I honestly think that more people should have engagement party. I mean, why not? It's just once in a lifetime. Of course, for engagement party, it's also subjected to your individual budget. If you feel that your budget is slightly tight or you don't have like the extra money to hold an engagement party, it's okay to do without. Okay, so next we'll be finding a venue for your ceremony, or if you're holding a dinner reception. In Singapore, we have both like solemnization as well as dinner reception. So dinner reception will be the banquet. So I think it's very important for you to find a venue that suits your budget, that suits your liking. It really depends on what kind of wedding reception that you're looking for. At the same time, it is also important to find a suitable date or the right date for your wedding. I think these 2 items can be done concurrently, be it you are flexible on the venue or be it you are flexible on the date. I would rather choose the venue over the date because we are not like superstitious. We don't have to get married on this particular day, so we can sacrifice our date for a nicer venue. Like for example, if the particular venue that I wanted is not available for this date that I wanted to get married, I'm okay to change up the date, but I still get the venue that I want, if that makes sense. If both are non-compromisable, then it is better for you to plan ahead so that you have more buffer time in case if the date is not available or the location is not available. There are like other alternatives that you can look for. So yeah, the third step will be finding a venue, setting a date, as well as choosing a theme for your wedding. So theme ties closely with your budget, so it really depends what kind of budget that you have for your wedding styling, whether you are going for like a higher tier hotel or just a normal like hotel to hold your banquet. So there are a lot of things that you actually have to consider when it comes to deciding on your venue. So yeah, all the date, all the venue and the theme are settled. The next important thing will be finding your photographer, your videographer, as well as your wedding stylist, of course your makeup artist as well. So all these I will refer them as secondary vendor because the primary vendor is definitely your hotel, which is the location. As part of your secondary vendor, of course, includes your gowns, your suit and all this. To be honest, I think you don't need that much time to find your photographer or videographer because personally I already know what kind of like photo styles or shooting styles that I like. I think it's always good to do more research to find out what you truly like, especially for your videographer and your photographer. Find out the style of their photos, then you can go ahead to book them. Of course, for your gowns, for your suits, you also have to know what suits your body type the most before you actually book with the bridal studio. So all these are some things that you should think about before you book your vendor. But of course, today is just like a guide. I will not go in too detailed on all this like nitty-gritty stuff. So yeah, let's move on to the next point. Okay, so the next point I have is to gather wedding inspiration. So you know, there are like Instagram, there's Pinterest, there are so many different platforms that you can actually find wedding inspiration from. So for myself, my church ceremony theme is actually green botanical because when I think about church wedding, I just want it to be like really comfortable, really clean, really bright, really minimalistic. So that's why I chose green botanical for my church wedding theme. For our wedding reception is actually whimsical, but the thing for whimsical is an open idea to everyone. Like different people might have different perception of what whimsical is. So I decided that the color theme for our dinner reception will be rustic burgundy. So all the decoration will be in rustic burgundy or in gold to fit the whimsical theme. But for dress code wise, it's definitely not whimsical. The dress code is just glitz and glamour. So depending on how our guests want to surprise us, it's up to them. Again, like I mentioned just now, this is your wedding. You need to know what you want, what you like. Don't just blindly follow like someone else's wedding and try to replicate it and turn it into your own wedding. In that way, you're not having your own wedding, you're just replicating or copying someone's wedding ideas. Like I feel that what's most important is that you need to know what you like and what you envision for your own wedding. Don't just like see what other people are doing and you just follow suit. For myself, I actually have a lot of ideas. I don't know where I got all these ideas from. I've just been waiting for my wedding day to arrive since I was born, I guess. That's why I have so many different ideas. Whatever theme or whatever styling that I was going to do, even for my wedding invites, I made sure that it is nothing similar to like what I've already seen. I just want to make my wedding slightly more unique. I don't want like every element to be the same as what other people are doing or to be like very common. I want it to have an element of surprise. For example, for my wedding invite, I know a lot of couples like to go with the A5, like the standard size of the wedding invite, which is why I decided that I don't want that, because I really think that it's too common and you can find it all over Taobao, or even you just go to like any random vendor, that is something that they will propose. So I know it's way too common for my liking, and I decided that that is not something that I want. So after months long of discussion with my wedding invite designer, we finally came up with the perfect wedding invite that I have in mind. So these few days we have been giving out the wedding invite to our friends, to our relatives, and we have received like really positive feedback. Like everyone said that it's so nice and it's so unique.
Oh my god! Wow!
So it makes me really happy because I really designed it very closely with my designer. So I'm really glad that like everyone likes the wedding invite as much as I do. So yeah, I think it's important that you know what is the kind of wedding style or wedding decoration or inspiration that you like. Then from there you work on it instead of just replicating or copying other people's idea. Yeah. And moving on to the next point, which is something very close to heart, which is choosing your bridal party. In other words, choosing your bridesmaids or your groomsmen. So for myself, I have chosen 6 of my closest friends. Of course, I feel that choosing bridesmaids is slightly tedious because you definitely have friends that you are close with, but you will not eventually choose them as your bridesmaids.
It's just like when you're at work, there are some colleagues that you get along really well. You go for lunch together, you go out together, and there are nothing that you don't talk about. But when it comes to work, you just can't work with this particular colleague. You get what I mean?
So of course, for your bridesmaids, you really need to choose people who are like willing to do things for you and not just there to fill up the number or not just to look nice in photos. You really need to choose people who want the best for you wholeheartedly and not half-heartedly. You want people who genuinely care about your wedding, who are really happy for the union of you and your fiancé instead of just being a friend. I feel that being bridesmaids is really one step above being a friend because it's the most important day of your life. You don't want any like hiccups, and even if there is any conflict, you make sure that the people that you chose or your bridesmaids are able to work together to find a solution. So I'm just really glad that I have the best bridal party ever, and they are also the prettiest bridal party ever. You can look forward to see our wedding photos. Okay, anyway, so yeah, choose your bridal party wisely. Make sure you choose your friends or your bridesmaids who are willing and really down to doing things with you. So like one of my bridesmaids, for example, which is second most important bridesmaid, Emily, like she is so down to anything that I need her to do. Like the previous night when I needed to collect my wedding invite, I just texted her at like 8 or 9 p.m. I asked her, hey, you want to go and collect invite together with me tomorrow? And she was like, okay. So I really feel that it is important that in your bridal party, you have someone who is very on, or you have someone who is really down to like last minute plans. So I'm really glad that Emily is the one that I have in my bridal party who is able to accompany me to such like last minute plans. So yeah, forever thankful for her. Okay, and let's move on to the last point, which is just enjoy being engaged, because I feel that you really get engaged once in your lifetime, preferably. Just enjoy this phase of life while you are being engaged to your fiance before you officially become someone's wife or someone's husband, before more responsibilities come into picture. Just enjoy the whole wedding planning process, just like how I am enjoying mine right now. So I hope you can enjoy your engagement phase and the last few months as boyfriend, girlfriend or fiancés. Before you officially become married. To wrap up this video, I honestly feel that you don't need like a year to plan for a wedding. Just to share my timeline with you guys, me and Sean got engaged in December 2020. In January, we started sourcing for our venue as well as setting a date for our wedding. So as I mentioned just now, our date was actually pretty flexible. So when we found the venue that we think is the right venue for us, we were okay with changes in dates, because initially I wanted like nice number. In case you haven't watched my wedding date review video yet, I will link it in the description box below. After confirming our venue, which was in January, our wedding date is in August. So from January to August, we actually have about 7 months to plan our wedding, which I think is more than enough, because like in between for like recent months, I actually feel that there are a few weeks or like months I have nothing to do. I'm not doing like any wedding prep at all for these few months or like these few weeks. So if you are planning for a wedding like just 6 months down the road, I think it's totally perfect. I mean, you have more than enough time, to be honest. I don't know why people need like 1 year or 2 years to plan a wedding, because personally for me, we have about 7 months and I think the timing is perfect. Like I get everything done very effectively and very efficiently without any time wasted, at the same time being very productive and all. So I think you really don't need like 1 year to plan a wedding. At most like 6 to 12 months is perfect already. So yeah, just want to share this with you guys. And if you have any questions or any particular queries about your wedding, you can let me know in the comments down below. And before I end today's video, I just want to give another quick shout out to Anna Luisa for sending over such beautiful jewelry. So especially if you're getting married or you're planning for your wedding, do consider Anna Luisa as your jewelry brand for your bridesmaids or even for yourself. You will be a beautiful bride on your wedding day. I've linked my special discount code in my description box below. Do remember to check them out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Have you made a special appearance? Show me your hand. Bye bye! Say bye bye.
Bye.
He's camera shy today because he hasn't cut his hair for like 1 month. Okay, bye bye!